OldGuyTalks.com is all about being a better man. Join me on this kick-ass journey. Exclusive stuff for members only in the Old Guy Cave. Opt in now. Okay, this is Oris the K-Man from www.oldguytalks.com. I'm here with Shug at Baxter's Cigar Store in Phoenix, Arizona. And Shug has a blog called themadstory.com. And today we're going to be talking about cigar cutting. Now let me tell you a little bit about this. I've been doing it wrong for about 4 decades. And cigar cutting is a lot like a circumcision. Too much, and it turns out really, really bad. Shug?
That's the dead truth right there.
That's right.
All right, what do you want me to start with?
How about, let's start off with the V-cut.
The easiest.
The easiest. This is the entry-level cut.
Yeah. So almost every single V-cut that you could ever get, unless it's made extremely weird, is going to look like this. It does have the hole where the cigar will go. So it is kind of written out for you. That's why this is one of the easiest. Although it did scare me when I had first gotten in the industry. All you're going to do, literally, is hold the cigar up against right where I was showing you. Make sure you don't apply too much pressure because you don't want to break the wrapper, but just enough that it's actually going to get a decent cut. Done. That's why that one is extremely simple.
And you like to, you did before, you like to tap the end a little bit to get the little frame.
Right. When I do a V cut, normally you won't have to because normally it'll pull it all out.
Oh,
When I
okay.
do a straight cut, I definitely tap some of the extra tobacco
All
so
right.
it doesn't end up.
All right. So this is the famous V cut, which is entry level, and could be a good thing to do if you had too many cocktails and not really quite steady about cutting that cigar.
Steady hands.
Steady hands. For the non-steady hands, the V cut.
Perfect.
All right. Next. How about we talk about the Torpedo, or you call it, what do you call that cigar?
It really depends on the company and the exact shape, but Torpedo, Bellicoso. This one's more of a Torpedo just because it goes straight up to a point and it doesn't have, I already cut my cigar, but as opposed to it coming up and then coming to a point, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Bellicosa, I think it has a nice sound to it.
Doesn't it?
Bellicosa.
Yes. Okay, with these, you can V-cut it if you want to, but it needs to be on the side. I find that to be strange, but there are people who like it. I'm not going to demonstrate it because I'm not a pro, because I never cut my cigar like that. You also cannot do a punch on this. People don't know that, but you obviously cannot put a direct hole right there. So I'm going to do a straight cut on this. Now for the straight cut on a Torpedo or a Bellicoso, you can do just this. I prefer to go at it at an angle. I need to look at it while I'm doing it. So I don't know how you're going to get it.
So why do you like to go at it at an angle?
A couple reasons. For me, it ensures that I'm not cutting off too much because, again, you can run this risk. The risk of cutting way too much off.
Sure.
When you're at an angle, you can it'll rest a little bit, so you kind of know where you're stopping.
Okay, great.
And I just prefer it for the draw.
Nice little tip.
So
to speak. I wasn't playing.
Again?
I wasn't playing on that pun, but.
What pun?
Nice little tip.
Nice little tip.
Nice little tip you could have.
Right? If I had a quarter. And then, yeah, I will tap some of the extra off. That's not something you have to do. That's completely because it always ends up on people's teeth, and it did on mine too. It'll come out like that.
Cool. Thank you. That's something I've never seen.
The side?
The side cut like that. All right. So next up, the traditional.
Punch?
No, the straight cut.
Oh, strike at it?
Yep.
All right. One thing to look for, again, like he was saying, it is like a circumcision. You take off too much, you are going to be screwed. Take off too little, you can always go back and do more, especially if you're not getting the draw that you wanted. There are lines in the cigars. There's little, like, rivets, I guess you would call them. You can see them going all the way up. You want to try and get the closest line that you can see on the cap. That's the part that's going to pop off the easiest. It really doesn't matter what type of straight cut you have. I'm using a Cigar, but you can use anything. This one's just easy because I have baby hands. So what you're gonna do is, again, do not, this one's actually too hard to do, so that's nice. This one's blocking it from going any further. But most of the time you can accidentally go way too far down. You wanna watch out for that. So again, I'm getting really close to the top. I'm gonna turn it towards myself and then I'll show you. So I'm making sure I get exactly what I want. A lot of times I will roll it. I'll put a little bit of pressure on the cutter just to get a line. Make sure I'm doing it straight and then pop.
Cool.
Like Oris was saying, I will tap some of the extra off because you'll find quite a bit of it. Not quite a bit, but enough where I don't want that all lingering around on my teeth. And then we're done.
Yeah, like I said, I've been doing it wrong for about 4 decades.
How have you been doing it?
I mean, cut way too much off, and then popped it down, and like I thought that's the way you're supposed to do it. So, so that's pretty good. So last but not least,
Go ahead, don't be shy.
don't be. Last but not least, the punch.
The punch. All right.
I'm just wondering what's going to happen to all these good cigars you're cutting.
Oh, they're gonna be smoked. Don't
They're
you
gonna
worry,
be smoked.
please.
We're gonna be smoking those later.
Okay, so for the punch, it's gonna look like this. They will, almost all the time, just pop straight out. What you want to do is hold the cigar as closely as you can to the top. I just use my pointing finger and my thumb. I don't know what other fingers you would really use. Again, the pressure thing is important. Don't put too much because if I squeeze too hard, I can damage the wrapper, especially when I'm going in with the punch. But you need to put enough pressure that you are getting an actual punch in the top of the cigar. So I apply pressure with, it's my right hand, the hand that you're doing the punch with. I wouldn't push the cigar into the punch. I'd gently, basically massage the punch into the cigar. It's just a better way of doing it.
We're massaging our cigars now.
And you don't gotta go too quickly because that's when you screw up. It's kind of up to personal preference where you stop. I'll go all the way down until you can no longer see that part. Then pop it out. That's it for that one.
All right. So Shug tells you gotta have, first of all, sharp stuff, right?
Yes.
That's really important. So if your stuff is start to ravel, you gotta make sure you got the sharp stuff and have good stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, well, your cutters won't do it as easily, so it could take you more than one try, and you won't end up in the same place.
Cool. All right, folks, that's it. We're here at Baxter's Cigar Store in Phoenix, Arizona with Shug from themadstory.com. This is Oris the K-Man, www.oldguytalks.com. Go to my website. There'll be more cool shit there. See you later.
More cool shit there.
Yeah. Opt in and encourage other old guy assholes like you to opt in also.